This is Vincent van Gogh's painting, The Starry Night, painted in 1889. Using the words Vincent van Gogh described, he said, "The night is more alive and more richly coloured than the day." Now, we've had our opportunity to analyse and critique his artwork and give it a positive comment on how we feel about his painting. Now it's our opportunity to create our own impasto painting, but using glue rather than paint itself. So what you're going to receive is a sheet of blue construction paper. I'm going to demonstrate using a Sharpie marker so that you can see clearly, but I want you to be using a pencil. We're going to draw our Starry Night just in the same way that Vincent van Gogh did his. Now, when you look at the painting, you'll see what I've just started doing is this foreground, this beautiful tree. It looks like it's on fire. So I'm going to do my tree there. You can just about see the lines. Then I'm going to be doing some rolling hills. So now I'm dividing my paper up and I've got my rolling hills. And you can see that they're going in different directions there. And also he's got these lovely lines coming through, and I'm going to follow the shape of those rolling hills. Just like that. Now, we can see here that there are bushels, rolling bushels, and it looks like the way he's done it is like it's waves. But I'm just going to add them in, just simple curves. And then we've got this little village that's got a church with a steeple. I'm going to do my steeple. I'm going to do my smaller one. Going to do my little houses. We don't have to do the full village, because when you're drawing with pencil you're going to find that your lead pencil point is very fine, but we're going to be drawing with glue and those lines are going to be a lot thicker, so we do very bold designs. Now in the sky he's got stars and there's circles, but then they vibrate out with yellows and blues. So I'm going to do circles and then I'm going to draw lines that vibrate out. More circles. And it doesn't have to be identical to Van Gogh. We're going to balance it. Circles and bring it out. Then, if you can see here, his clouds are rolling. I mean, it's alive. So I'm going to do some rolling lines and some spirals. Bring that in. And there's another one here. Like that. And more stars. He's got this great big crescent moon just here and vibrating that out. And then the hills, bring those lines to show the shape, the form of the hills. Now when you've got your whole drawing done, you're going to now get a glue bottle, white glue bottle, and you're going to start glue drawing. Now this one I've just started, and you can see the thickness of the line. So when you compare that to your pencil point, this is what I'm saying, you want to do little detail, keep it bold. Then with the white glue you're going to squeeze, make sure that your paper is level, otherwise the glue rolls into a certain direction and puddles. And when we transport it, we're going to transport it with cardboard underneath to strengthen the paper up. And all the lines that I have drawn I'm tracing over now in glue. Now when you've got your drawing done, you may find that you've got patches of your drawing that still need additional glue drawing to it. So you don't need to use your pencil, you can just simply free draw with your glue and fill in those areas. You can add in extra stars. I'm going to put my moon there. There he is. And I'm going to vibrate some lines out of that there. I've got room for another house. I'm going to put another house there, and I'm going to give it a door so that my observer, when you're viewing my artwork at the very end when it's complete, you'll know that that is a village. Just going to finish this here. Make sure that your glue lines are fairly thick though, because if they're very thin they will dry and they won't be raised. This whole point is that we raise the glue lines so that they have this impasto effect, so that we can then do chalk pastel blending. Now, there's my glue drawing. Now that will take at least a day to dry. And when it dries clear and it dries shiny. And the reason why we're going to use the pastel is that it avoids the glue lines. It slides off of it. So let me just move this and you can see clearly the lines. Now what we're going to do is blend. This would be step 2. We're going to take sections at a time. You're going to pick your colours out of your palette that you want to use, and you're going to do small parts, and you don't use the pastel on its side, you use it as a point. So if I was to continue with this area here, I'm going to bring in continue that blue a little bit. Now you can go over the lines, don't worry about the lines, because as I said to you before, the glue is shiny and it slips right off. And this is what I mean by taking a section at a time. I'm just bringing in 3, a little highlight, 4 colours. Then with my finger, I'm going to blend it. Don't overblend, because otherwise you're going to turn the colours murky. And that, boys and girls, is how you introduce the pastel over the impasto lines. Little section at a time. You do not use your whole hand, because then you'll just turn the whole thing brown and muddy and you'll lose that vibrancy, because if you refer back to the painting that we've got projected on the board, it's alive, the stars are bright, and that's what we're trying to get here. As Van Gogh said, the night is alive. Now, when you've done all your pastel blending, we've still got the lines that need to be standing out and popping out. So what we're going to use is a printmaker's brayer and some black block printmaking ink. And using the right pressure, we simply catch the surface where the raised lines are, but we don't press down where it's going to just paint over our pastel. So this is the final stage, and you can see here, just as it's like in Van Gogh's painting, where he's got very broad dark lines that contour his whole shapes, and that's what we're going to do here, exactly the same. We're just going to catch those lines, solidify it, and there we are. And there's Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, using glue, chalk pastels, doing the blending, printmaking ink, and the printmaker's brayer. Now it's your turn, boys and girls.